Welcome to the Purple Positivity Podcast for August the 22nd, 2018. I am your host, the amazingly adorable Rebecca Thistle, podcasting to you live-ish from my new used desk in my apartment, which I call Jeffrey Thistle Work. Yas. I will keep doing that no matter how stupid it sounds. So, I'm feeling a little sick this morning. I almost didn't do this show at all because I was just like, no, I don't feel like it. I feel like I'm going to throw up. I just, no. But, the show must go on, as they say. Last night, all caps, someone and I got into, I don't really want to call it a fight. It was really stupid when you step back from it and look at it. It was ridiculousness. It was just little bickering type stuff. But emotions ran a little high, and he was being a dick, and I was being a dick, and assholery was had all around. Or I should say, assholery was engaged in all around. And anyways, we I don't want to get into the ins and outs of it, obviously, but we patched things up, so to speak. We hashed it out, and we and he apologized and I apologized, and it was all just like silly stuff, right? But I sat there thinking about it. Because later in the conversation, once we'd sort of calmed down, he said, well, who am I for real? Am I this, who I am right now, this calm, like, easygoing person that when things are going well, is this who I really am, or is who I really am that asshole that gets upset over the stupidest shit? And I said, yes. And no. He goes, what? I said, you're everything. Like, I don't know what I'm getting into here. Like, we are all of us as human beings, we are not just defined by our good qualities. We're not just defined by our bad qualities. We are defined by having both good and bad qualities. I have a tendency of getting pretty damn passive aggressive. And it's something I'm working on because I just really don't like myself like that. But I have a tendency of doing that. That is just as much a part of my personality, whatever inspires that passive aggressiveness in my personality. That's just as much a part of me as a part of my personality that inspires me to come on this show 3 days a week, even when I feel like I'm going to puke at any minute, and try and uplift people. Human beings are not either or. Human beings are both and. We tend to think so much in binary terms. Either you're an asshole or you're awesome. But everybody's an asshole. And everybody's awesome. Everybody has their asshole moments. Everybody has their awesome moments. Everybody. And we're all human, and you know what? I think that's awesome. I think even assholes have a certain amount of awesomosity about them. It's just how much time do you want to take getting to see all sides of a person? And you know, like I'll give you an example. There's somebody I work with. For the most part, I like all my coworkers, but I have one person that I don't particularly like her. I've never felt 100% comfortable with her. And she says and does a lot of things that are really, really, really messed up. But then she says and does some things that are really, really wonderful. And, you know, I've been working there a year and a half, and I don't know her life story, but I know enough of it to know that she's been through some shit. So this is a woman who's pretty fucking strong. It doesn't necessarily make me like her anymore. That doesn't make me feel more comfortable around her. But that makes me look at her like, you're a human being. I mean, I feel that when she messes up, she should face consequences for those actions, just like any other human being, whether I like them or not. But I can't completely demonize her because she's human. I can't just look at her and go, oh my gosh, what a horrible human being, because she does all this negative stuff. But at the same time, I can't completely go, oh wow, what a wonderful human being, because every now and again she does this nice stuff. You know, I can respect her. That's what it is. It's respect. My stepmother is the same way. My stepmother said some pretty horrible things to me. Said and did some pretty horrible things to me. And not in this Cinderella sort of way, okay? Please, I want to make that very clear. Mostly because she seems to think I think otherwise. However, I know, I don't know her entire life story, but I know enough about her life story to know that she has survived a lot. And for anyone to survive as much as she has and come out on the other side not a mass murdering fuckhead, that's pretty admirable. So I can respect my stepmother. I can respect what she's been through. I can even, to a certain degree, from a distance, admire her strength. But that doesn't mean that we're like bosom buddies. That doesn't mean that I completely trust her. Actually, I remember that my son was supposed to be born on Thanksgiving. So come Thanksgiving Day, I'm at my mom's house. I'm ready to pop. 9 months pregnant, just out to here. Well, I mean, obviously you can't see what I'm gesturing, but I mean, huge. And can barely breathe, and I've got this baby squirming around inside me, and it won't come out. But my dad had said something to me at one point about, you know, maybe he and my stepmother would drive out from El Paso to come see their grandson. And I said to my mother, I said, do not let her touch my kid. I mean, I was hormonal and pregnant, but I was like, don't let her touch my kid. But she's a human being. She's not a total demon, but she's not a total angel either. We're all a bunch of gray areas. We're all gray areas. All of us. And if we truly care about a person, we learn how to love their asshole side. I guess is how to put that. We learn to love their inner asshole just as much as we love their inner awesome. And you got to take the bad with the good. Because if you can't handle the bad, then you don't truly appreciate the good. And now I'm not sitting here saying, oh, get into and stay in a toxic, abusive relationship because you've got to take the bad with the good. No. There is a difference between accepting flaws and accepting abuse. Abuse is not a flaw. Abuse is not a character flaw. Abuse is a crime, in my opinion. If it's, if we're not talking about actual legal crimes, then it is a crime against humanity. But you have to accept the flaws alongside, because you've got just as many flaws. And I mean, this is true not just of romantic relationships, obviously. I don't know if I'll have someone and I can say that we have a romantic relationship. I know how I feel. But, I must be on some level romantic. Unless I'm horribly deluded. We're going to have some hard conversations in the future. But anyways, the point is this is not just about romantic relationships. This is about platonic relationships. I give you the example of my stepmother. The older I get, the more humanized my parents become. This is how I am with my sister, with my family, with my friends. One of my oldest friends here in Abilene, I mention her on the show every now and again, Jessica. Same thing. I say, I have to, if I do not accept, not tolerate, but accept her flaws and her shortcomings, then I don't truly appreciate all the good things about her. Because, I think that's what it means to love someone unconditionally, platonically or otherwise. To love someone unconditionally means it doesn't matter how fucked up you are. I love you. I'm here. I'm by your side. So, because I'm feeling so sick and it took me so long to get started on this show, let me go ahead and get into my gratitude list. And see, here's the thing about being grateful is, and counting the things for which you're grateful every day. It's hard some days, when you have one of these mornings like I have where I didn't want to get out of bed. I feel like I'm going to throw up like right now. It's hard to stop and look at the things for which you're grateful, but I guarantee you that once I finish this list and finish this show, I'm going to feel better. So, number one, I'm grateful that I got out of bed this morning. Now, the day I have ahead of me may or may not be something awesome, may or may not be something memorable, but I'm glad I got out of bed.